Hey everyone! So, finally getting around to that book review. I don't know where I misplaced my one book, but it's called By the Book, and that was by Jasmine. That one was by Jasmine Galori. Sorry about that cut. She also did The Wedding Proposal. She does like a lot of romance books. So, By the Book is about this, I want to say it's like a fairy tale book. I will say she does a lot of first names and last names for some reason. Like, every character, you have to know the first name and the last name. And it doesn't come to play one character who is obviously the villain. It's a young adult book. She gives the name of like his full-on like first, middle, and last name, I believe. And I was like, okay, so he's obviously the villain. Okay. And so then after that, of course, she's like, oh, it's magical because I believe it's a book by Disney. Disney, I guess, published it. That's what it said on the book. I wish I had it because this would make more sense. I'd be like, oh, okay. But anyway, so that was the book. And so then she's like, ooh. And then after like a year or two goes by, she's like, oh, it's so boring now. And then she sent, of course, to some guy's mansion. Turns out it's in the Bay Area, like Monterey or something, like by the coast. Ooh, it's so beautiful. Very standoffish, and then it's basically a Beauty and the Beast story, but more slow and very like fluff. If you're looking for fluff, I would recommend that, but if you're looking for more romance, I'd say go with something else, because it's just fluff and cuteness. Like, it reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, but tamer, which makes no sense because Beauty and the Beast is already tame, but it's more. It's like, okay, like the writing was good, but the middle plateaued, I'd say, like go down. It went downhill. Like, I was like, okay, and then the end was like, oh yeah, the guy in the very beginning, he's the villain. So yep. So that was that book, and then I have two more books. As you can see, I'm gonna review this one. This one is called Bingo Love. It's adorable. It's basically because she was born, I want to say 30s or 40s. I was wrong. It was 60s, but I'm pretty sure she was born, of course, because this is the 5th grade or 4th grade, so there's that. And it's basically she meets this girl, love at first sight type of thing. It's adorable. We jump from like late 60s all the way to 2015, and lo and behold, she's a grandmother, has kids, and then of course she meets her back, and boom, they're together. I really like this story because the ending was really beautiful and sad in a way. I recommend this book if you just want, like, it's like really romance. It's like, oh, okay, it's I think it's young adult. I would say so. I preferred this one over By the Book because I don't know, it's like it felt more genuine in a way, I'd say, because By the Book, even though it was genuine, not my favorite, but this one I'd be like And then finally, I'm just gonna do a small review of the Pumpkinheads. This one is by my favorite author, Rainbow Rowell. I actually grew up with her because I also have the Carry On, which was part of one of her other books, and then I also have Eleanor Park. So those two, really good, by the way, because it always includes like either a plus size main character or a diversity in her books. A lot of diversity. So with this one, it's, let me see, grab that, sorry, As you can tell, it's a graphic novel. It reminds me of the cover art of Beast Boy and Raven. If you haven't seen that, obviously Target sticker. I got this from Savers from my previous videos if you don't remember. Only $3.99. And I like the design. But the beginning, it starts off really good, like strong. And like by the book, the middle falls flat for me because it's a young adult, but obviously the two characters like each other. Like, of course they like each other. So the whole night he is trying to find the fudge girl, which was named Marcy, I believe, and she helps him, which is Deja. Deja helps him. I believe his name is Joshua, so very common names. So that happens and they're like, okay. And of course they're like, oh, you dated everyone. And they're like, yeah, I date everyone. So she's just basically talking. And then she eats food. And then I like this little like side story about a goat. This goat, for instance. Like, he's from like the beginning and middle. Now that side story's fun. But there's another side story where, let me see. Like, this little kid keeps stealing, like, kids keep taking her food for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I guess, yeah, this kid keeps taking all the food. Like, took her caramel apple, took her Frito pie. That one, I didn't really like the story, the side story of, but like, okay, that makes sense. So we won't. And then it feels like it goes a little bit too long in my opinion. Like, it could have been like a few shorter. And then of course, this guy, I don't know what this guy's name, Todd. Todd's like my favorite character. He's like only in this for like maybe 5 pages. But Todd, I'm like, ah, Todd. And then of course he meets Marcy and she does not like the pumpkin patch. He loves it. And he finds out why. And then he realizes, oh wait. And see just Todd. Something about Todd just makes me happy. And then, yeah, it's not really, but I will say this is like a good one too. Although By the Book is technically more adult, these two books, although they're young adults, like audience, I'd say these are like my favorite because I read all these books in this month of November. I don't know. November. Something about November just makes me like want to read like just like cute little love stories, and these two I highly recommend. This one I got off of Amazon. This one I believe you can find somewhere. So if you're interested, I did want to do this little book review because I was like, you know what? I've never done a book review before. So hopefully you enjoy. If you like more book reviews in the future, let me know. If not, that's okay too. I'm kind of just gonna do this and update. I might be doing Vlogmas, I know, and probably during Vlogmas I'm just gonna read books and like show you what I do throughout the day. And no, it's not like TikTok where you get oat milk and drink. It's more like running errands and sleeping. Of course, work too. But yeah, so if you enjoy, let me know. I would, and then I think I'll put in an image of By the Book, right? And then that's what By the Book looks like if you're wondering. It is, sorry about that, my video cut out. It is a Disney book. So there you go. Thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next one, which is hopefully a soap review this time or another haul. We'll find out. Oh, you know what? And I'm gonna review some handmade stuff off of Depop. Just a couple items, like just 2, honestly, and see how